Live from historic Fenway Park here in Boston, Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. The Atlanta Braves and the Boston Red Sox. We get a chance to watch one of the hottest bats in the game. He's been huge for his team, Singy.
Yeah, just impressive contact and seems to find every gap available, Boog. I can't wait to see him in action in this one. Practically unstoppable as of late.
First pitch coming your way next. About to get started here, and on the hill today, Cy Young. Singy, he is one of the best to ever do it.
Well, he comes in carrying a career ERA under 3. He's been fantastic ever since he broke into the big leagues. Can't wait to watch him pitch today.
All right, ready to get underway. Now in for the Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. Fouled off down the right side. And that misses. And now it's even 1-1.
I think it's very important to establish the inside part of the plate early. It sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Got him swinging. Had him out front for strike 3.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
And here is Elly De La Cruz. And first offering is fouled off. 1 out, base is empty. The shortstop takes the ball.
You know, one of the most memorable innings ever for Elly happened in July 2023. In one inning, De La Cruz hit a 2-out single to take the lead and then proceeded to do something that a Reds player hasn't done in more than 100 years. He stole second, third, and home in the same inning. It only took 2 pitches for him to steal all 3 bases.
To the right side. Takes it to the bag, steps on first, and it's out number 2. Here's Brian Snitker's lineup for the Braves. And a big part of it, a guy with a great track record, Marcell Ozuna.
Oh, Boog, he's got great power just to every section of the ballpark, man. I love watching guys like this who can give it a ride to the opposite field or go dead. Center. I mean, that's really hitting. When you can hit and drive the ball up the middle other way, look out. Keep an eye out on this guy when he digs in. I wouldn't be surprised to see him launch one in this game.
Chipper Jones stands in now and watches strike one.
One's the count.
Hard hit right side. Fires over to first. And they get the out on Jones. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. Braves go down quickly here. Now the Red Sox will get their shot. No score. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here with my pal Singy and getting to start Phil Niekro. And Chris, pitching on the road has not been particularly kind to him.
Yeah, and you don't want to be too quick to say that he can't pitch on the road. Sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of luck. It's not having a feel. Difference between the bullpen mound to the mound out there on the playing field. Don't know what it is, but I know this. He's got good enough stuff to overcome and get it done on the road as well as at home. So we'll see what he's able to do in this one.
Honus Wagner leading things off and takes a strike. He goes down looking.
Maybe a little bit of overthinking at the plate right there. You want to be patient with knuckleballers and not give into that pitch that's going to dart out of the zone at the very last moment. But that was about as hittable as knuckleballs can get, and he was frozen.
Hank Aaron in the box now. No balls and a strike. Hank went deep in his most recent game.
Hey. 0-2.
That's too low. Now 1-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. One down, base is empty. That one down the line, and that goes foul. Cut on and lifted in the air. And Acuna able to make the grab. 2 away. Check out the Red Sox lineup. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Oh, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, you know, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out, mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get one pitch. You better not miss it.
2 outs, base is empty. And that drops in for a strike. And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And you know, if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they really settle in.
Oh, can't pick it up cleanly.
Batting fourth,
Manny Ramirez will hit next.
Ramirez.
And that is in for a strike. 0-1. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. The throw is still in time. He keeps his composure, and they get the out. And the Red Sox lead 1. Scoreless after 1. Back here in Boston, all set for the start of the inning. And here is Eddie Matthews. Young, 34-year-old vet, and they traded for him earlier this year. Young back to work. And there's a foul ball. Close one, doesn't get the call. And 1-1. Patrick Johnson behind the plate.
Patty Johnson to some boog, but I'd ask permission first before I called him that. Does a pretty good job back there. Occasionally we'll see a couple of sideways looks from players, but that kind of comes with the territory, right?
And that one is lifted in the air. Hank should have this one and makes the grab. One away. Fans don't really understand the familiarity and relationship players and coaches have with umpires. I mean, you see them a lot.
Yeah, Boog, they're all out there trying to do their best and perform at a high level. So when you respect that, I think over time you can develop a relationship with them.
Swing and a pop-up. And there's 2 down. As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all 4 guys, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great.
Marcell Ozuna stands in now, looks at that one inside.
Fell off to a great start. He's really cruising out there on the mound. He's got a chance to get through these first 2 innings with under 20 pitches. That could set him up to go deep into this game.
Second inning here, no score. Pitch is in there, and it's 1-1. There's a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. And it's in time for the 3rd out, so that'll end the inning. Nothing doing here this half. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. We're tied, 0-0. Back here in Boston, bottom of the 2nd. And now here is David Ortiz. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. That's in for a strike. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup, and I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope. Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Here's a big power threat, Willie Mays. He's one of the best players in the game. That one out to right. Acuna after it. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's 1 away.
When you look at the ability to save runs defensively, but then also put runs up on the scoreboard, that's the kind of player that every championship team needs to have.
Now the 3rd baseman, Wade Boggs. Going 1. And that one clips the corner.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
Ortiz, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. In the air, left side. Brings it in. Out number 2.
Batting 8th, the shortstop, Ozzie Smith.
Now it's the shortstop, Ozzie Smith. Sing, you talk about a guy that has all the skills. The range is really good, but the arm just stands out, and he makes all the plays. And he takes a strike.
And because of that big power arm, he's able to play a little bit deeper, make throws from the outfield grass all the way across the diamond, and still get a pretty good runner. That's impressive.
Close, but called a ball. And it's 1-1.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees, and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire's strike zone.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle, and it gets by him. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs. And now it's the catcher for the Red Sox, Jason Varitek. And fouled off. Two on, 2 outs. This one popped up right side. Olsen brings it in. That is the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now Matt Olson up to hit. The outfield shifted pretty heavily towards right field. In the air, left field, down the line. Williams makes the grab, 1 down.
Batting 8th, second baseman.
Here's Alex Bregman. That's a little bit low. Chop back up the middle. Wagner in plenty of time to first, and they get Bregman for the out.
Batting 9th.
So here's Murphy
Sean
now.
Murphy.
And that one upstairs, ball 1.
Ball 1, no strikes.
That's a strike across the top of the zone. Top of the 3rd, no score. Ripped to 3rd, but handled, and that'll end the inning. Down in order go the Braves, and we are still scoreless. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been playing well.
Wagner.
Swinging a foul straight back. Hit hard on the ground to the right side. He'll do it himself. 1 gone, bottom of the 3rd inning.
Now batting, right fielder, Hank.
Now it's the right fielder, Hank Aaron. He's 0 for 1. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Fouled off. He was late. That to right. And puts the squeeze on that one. 2 down.
Now batting, left fielder, Ted.
And stepping in for Boston, Ted Williams. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Hot shot to first base, and he snags it to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox, and we're still knotted at 0. Back here at Fenway, on to the 4th, and here is Ronald Acuna Jr.
Well, here's a player who hits the ball a mile when he connects.
Yo.
Acuna is the first
Last time I checked the basketball game, the Pacers were absolutely killing the Cavs. Take it easy, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Outfield playing straight up now. Strike 1.
You know, these Braves just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
Next offering is fouled back. Fouls it off, still 1 and 2. Got him. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Well, really nice job of finishing the hitter off right there. Glove side command, fastball firm to the outside corner. Tell you what, very difficult to do anything with that pitch, even if you do swing.
De La Cruz in the box here lets that one go for a ball. 4th inning underway, no score. Swing and a miss.
Really consistent release point. He's been able to pitch up and down and have excellent command in both locations.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Next pitch is outside.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
All tied up, top half of inning number 4. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, anytime you can punch out the top 2 guys in a lineup to start an inning, you got to be feeling pretty good out there on the mound, because when you think of just having a distraction, table setters on the base paths, and all of a sudden you're dealing with the number 3 hitter, any distraction can cause you to serve up a cookie, and instead of it being a solo shot, it's a 2 or 3 run homer.
Right side. Wagner gets it to first, and he has thrown 4 shutout innings. Set down 1, 2, 3. Still no score. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league.
Designated hitter, Manny Ramirez.
Hard hit left side. Tosses to first, and 1 gone to the 4th as they get the leadoff man.
Now batting, first baseman, David.
And now David Ortiz. He's been a great free agent sign. And that drops in for a strike.
0-1's the count.
Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. That misses, and the count even 1-1. There's a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Sets him down looking. He's got to be frustrated with that call. So he gets the call and picks up the strikeout looking.
Sometimes with a good hitter at the plate, he'll be the one to get the benefit of the doubt if he lays off on a close pitch like that, but just not right there. Strike zone definitely expanded a little bit with 2 strikes.
Slapped foul. And the righty deals. And it's fouled away. In the air, right field. Reaching for it and brings it in. Through 4, still tied. Zip, zip.
I try to open up, but then I close tight. Cause who could understand what I feel like? Is what I feel like.
Back in Boston, ready now for the 5th inning. Now the Atlanta cleanup hitter, Eddie Matthews. Young back to work. Gets the outside corner with that one.
You know, these Braves just aren't putting together very many good at-bats in this one. We're in the back half of the game, and they're still searching for a base runner. He's been great out there on the mound, no doubt, but it's also been a disappointing performance at the plate to this point.
Not even close there. 2-1.
And as we get deeper, it's not going to get any easier. These at-bats are going to feel more and more desperate with every out the rest of the way.
Fouls one off. 2-2. Swing and a ground ball. Smith over to first in time. And the leadoff hitter retired in the 5th.
Up next for Atlanta, left fielder David Justice.
Now the left fielder, David Justice. Scoreless here, but now he's got to deal with a guy who's got some power. Got to be careful when you're talking about a hitter with this type of slug and these type of home run totals. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
The Braves hitless so far in the game. Pitch misses there, and a count 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
Well, and those hitters' counts sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
On the ground to the left. And foul ball. One down, base is empty. And that skips into dirt. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk. And that's their first base runner of the game. Here comes Ozuna up to the plate. 0 for 1 so far. Ozuna in his 13th season, 34-year-old vet, and he was selected to the All-Star game last year. Here's the pitch to Ozuna. That one misses. 1-1. There's a swing and a drive. That's got a chance. On the warning track and hauls it in. Here's Matt Olson down. Fly to left his first time. Fastball in the inside corner for a strike. Swings through that one out in front that time.
And he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. Braves strand 1. Halfway through this one. Still no score. Back here at Fenway Park, here's the third baseman, Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs.
There's the strike.
Boog, over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. You're doing that, you could have a really good day out there on the mound.
Swing a high fly ball, deep left field. That's back there. Pulls it in on the warning track.
Now batting, shortstop,
Ozzie Smith up next for the Red Sox. A single his first time. Sliced hard, but foul down the left side. That one fouled off. On the outside corner, got him looking.
Well, he went up there trying to be aggressive, that's for sure, hacking at those first 2 pitches, but clearly that last one fooled him. He could have been sitting on something else entirely, but you want to be able to adjust on 0-2 and at least get a swing off when it's in the zone. Maybe choke up, maybe spread out your stance a little bit. You got to give the guy credit on the mound, though. He went right after him.
Two down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5. In there for a strike at the top of the zone.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Foul ball, it stays 0-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Swing and a miss. Got him to go up the ladder for the K. Nothing. Back inside Fenway Park, top 6. So down to the plate for Atlanta, Alex Bregman. And a swing and a miss there.
Just an outstanding job of spinning the baseball, moving it around, doing what he does.
And that's off the outside edge. And that's ball 1. Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
Nothing but curveball so far in the at-bat. Kind of makes it difficult as a hitter to know what to look for, because you start wondering if he'll keep coming with it or if they'll try to speed you up.
And he gets Bregman. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. I don't know about you, Chris, but that felt like a weird at bat right there. Didn't give much to hit until the final pitch, and he still got the backwards K.
Yeah, not a single pitch was actually inside the strike zone, but he was being very aggressive in the box and fell behind in the count. Then they finally do challenge him, and he couldn't get the bat off his shoulder. Kind of a strange strikeout for sure, Boog.
Murphy batting for the 2nd time, and that's strike 1. All tied up, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
Fades another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Good horizontal movement on that curveball right there. And just enough to get him to chase it. He placed it just off the corner, and that's one of those where a pitcher says if he's going to miss, he's going to miss off the plate. So really good job. Great pitch for the punch out.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
Foul ball. And that's a strikeout looking. And he strikes out the side for the 2nd time today. So he's through 6 no-hit innings now. And we back here at Fenway, John Choppy with Chris Singleton in the booth. And leading off the bottom of the 6th, Honus Wagner. Check swing, called strike.
You know, these Red Sox, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Next offering in there for a strike. 1-2.
And on the mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
And that one up and in. Look out.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Ground ball left side. And that's just foul. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Got him looking. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout.
Absolutely dotted the edge of the zone right there. That was a tough battle, man. So to make a really quality pitch and just catch him looking like that, it's got to feel good out there on the mound. That was a fun at bat to watch.
Hank, the batter now, as he swings and misses for strike 1.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
Next offering popped in the air, right field. Under it is Acuna to make the grab, and there's 2 down. Ted Williams up next for the Red Sox. 1 for 2. He had an RBI base hit back in the first. And that drops in for a strike.
If I'm at the dish right now, I am aggressive over the heart of the plate. This guy's been filling up the strike zone, so you know you're going to get a good pitch to hit. And as nasty as his stuff is, you might.
Fly ball down the line. This has got a chance, and it is foul.
A lot of pop in that bat. Had the distance for the Oppo home run, but many times you have that slice going to the.
Oh, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. We go to the top of the 7th. Now in for the Braves, Elly De La Cruz. late on that fastball.
Usually when a pitcher's had a dominant outing, he has filled up the strike zone and he's gotten ahead in the count with first pitch strikes. Well, that's exactly what this guy has done.
Here's a line drive, and that's going to end the no-hitter. It's a base hit, and it's off the wall. And now a runner moves into scoring position as we look for the first run of the ball game. So history wasn't meant to be in this one, but it's been quite the performance.
And that's tough for a pitcher to swallow. I mean, when you're right on the brink of a no-hitter and just pitched a heck of a game, just couldn't make it to the finish line.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Next is the designated hitter, Chipper Jones, has grounded out a couple of times.
Well, here's a good opportunity in this inning to get on the scoreboard after that leadoff hit, and hardly order coming up right behind them. This is where they need to get going.
And that's outside, and it's 1-0. Go ahead run in scoring position. Nobody out. Throw to second, safe. Smoked on the ground to second. That's the first out in the top of the seventh.
Not a bad outcome in that spot. The runner moves up to third, and now they have a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. It's not a knock, but at the end of the day, it's a good at-bat.
Matthews, the next to hit, takes ball one.
Definitely a strikeout situation right here. Lots of ways for that go-ahead run to score if the ball's put in play.
The next pitch misses, and the count now 2-0.
In this situation, he's trying to get you to pop something up or jam you. That's a really good take, knowing you got an opportunity to drive in a run here.
That one close, ruled the ball, and that's ball three.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
And that one fouled off. With the go-ahead run at third, here in the top half of inning number 7. And no one can get there. The run scores from third, and it's an RBI single, and they take the lead in the 7th.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. Now the batter now, David Justice. That one finds the zone. That's strike one. 1-run game, 1 out, 1 on. Just missed.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
And it's strike 2.
Oh, just threw that fastball by him, elevated. And if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Got him. That's his 9th strikeout so far.
No, that's not the best 2-strike fastball I've seen, but certainly got away with the location there. You know, sometimes as a hitter, when you're down in the count, you're so focused on a pitcher painting the black, and you just get a little bit locked up on something down the heart of the plate, not expecting it, and it just kind of freezes you.
And it stays fair. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
Man, he just absolutely turned on that one, ripped it down the line. Nice job of staying in his mechanics.
Infield shifted to the pull side. Line drive. And that's the 3rd out. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's now 1-0. Major League Baseball is on the show. And we're back here at Fenway Park, bottom of the inning. Here's the Boston cleanup hitter, Manny Ramirez. On the inside corner for a strike.
Pretty amazing, his first pitch strike percentage, over 90%. You know you're getting something in the zone first pitch. So if you're a hitter, you got to be ready to let it fly, even though he's had a lot of success on that first pitch of the at-bat.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. And he can't come up with it. Still manages a throw, and they get him. The misplay made it a bit messy, but they clean things up for the out. David Ortiz up next for the Red Sox. 1 for 2. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. The throw won't get there in time, and they don't get the out. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or two behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
Stepping in, Willie Mays. Headed towards the corner, and that is a foul ball. With a single base runner, because of all the power, they are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead. Swing and a miss.
Well, you got the hitter already chasing that nasty slider. If you're on the mound, you just want to expand the zone right now. Get a swing and miss and get through this at bat.
Called strike 3. The knuckleball buckled his knees.
Clearly looking out over the plate on that outer third, and that pitch finished right down the middle, just a little bit in, and he couldn't pull the trigger.
Boggs stands in with 2 away as he takes a ball. With the go-ahead run at the plate, here at the bottom of the 7th. Up the middle, that's a hit. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field. Now a pretty big at bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
Smith in the box now, takes strike 1. Up the middle. Save!
Back-to-back base hits. And another big at-bat coming up here. Looking for a way to get that tying run across with 2 outs.
Jason Varitek up next for the Red Sox. 0 for 2 in this one.
Look, this has been a good one. A really good game to this point, and huge opportunity with the bases loaded.
First pitch just misses.
You know, he can move the ball around, add and subtract, get some weak contact at times. So you don't worry as much about him in this situation. Very capable of getting a ground ball and getting out of this little jam.
Big spot. 2 out. Both the tying and go-ahead runs are aboard. And downstairs.
This is a really good feeling for a hitter at this point in the ball game. You know that they don't want to walk you, so you're going to get a pitch to hit. You just better not miss it.
Honus Wagner in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And that's fouled off.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
This to third. Slings it across. Inning over. That's a crucial missed opportunity. Red Sox leave them loaded. They're down 1-0. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point.
I'm skirting off. I'm in a foreign now. Magic City, bring an umbrella. It's pouring down.
Young back to work. And a foul ball. And now it's even up. Line drive.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
Here's Sean Murphy. And that's off the inside edge. Ball one. Base is empty, one away, and we're in the top of the eighth. And that's in the dirt. And that's ball two. That one in there across the letters.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And he swings through that one.
On the mound, you take a note. You see the hitter's willingness to chase that pitch upstairs, get deeper in the count, try to climb the ladder.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that K brings him into double digits for the game. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. at the plate. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Cy Young done for the night, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for
So the Red Sox bring on a new pitcher, Andrew Miller.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Boston's bullpen with some activity. Dennis Eckersley preparing to come on if needed. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. Upstairs. And that one missing inside, a sharp slider. Swing and a miss, and he got him. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. And the Braves go down quietly, but they lead it 1-0. Bottom of the 8th. And the batter now, Honus Wagner.
This guy, a player that, if he gets on base, has the ability to really be aggressive getting around the base paths.
And there's a strike.
When a guy's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes as a hitter, you got to be ready to hit. Now, that's not going to help you get deep into his pitch count and into the bullpen, but you got to take what he's offering that day.
Zips it across, and that's one away as the leadoff man is out in the 8th.
That's why you hug the lines on the corners late in the ball game like this, positioned perfectly.
Hank Aaron now at the plate, 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts. And that chops in for a strike. Holding on to a 1-run lead here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one finds the zone. That is strike 2.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
And there's a hit. And that puts the tying run on base.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
Now, Ted Williams right through there for a strike. That one's in there, and it's 0-2.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Here comes the pitch. Runner breaks for second. Foul ball, still 0-2. Hank stands at first with 1 out. Just missing there, and it's 1-2.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Runner on the go again. In the dirt.
2 strikes.
Blocked by the catcher, and he steals second base without a throw. And the tying run is now in scoring position. That one misses. Counts full, 3-2. Runner at second here, 1 gone. And ball 4 to avoid.
Well, he's starting to look a little gassed to me, and we'll see if they go to the bullpen in this spot or not.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Phil Niekro won't go any further tonight, and he was very good. They'll be happy with that, no doubt. We'll be back with a new pitcher in a minute. And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Joe Jimenez.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect the tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Looks like we've got a substitution at first. On the pinch run, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
Ramirez in now, takes ball 1 off the plate.
Well, this is a critical spot for both the pitcher and the hitter. You can learn a lot about a guy by how he handles these pressure situations. At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
1 out. The possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Late swing, fouled off. This one in the dirt. Nothing happening on the bases, though. So the tying run at second. Pitch misses. Full count, 3-2.
Way to lay off that fastball off right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
Rolled to short, possible 2-ball. There's one.
That's an out.
Double play. They can't seem to break through. Inning over.
They made it look easy, but it started with a nice feed to the second baseman from the shortstop. Perfect turn, and they're out of this jam.
Back here in Boston, all set to start the ninth in this one. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Ellie De La Cruz. That misses the zone, and that is ball one. And there's a ball.
2 balls, no strikes.
Next pitch is outside. That clips the corner. Next offering is fouled back. Got him. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth. And now the DH, Chipper Jones, 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike. Crowd locked in right now. 1-run game here in the ninth. Oh, and 2 now. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. That K is his 3rd of the game.
Been a pretty rough start to this series for him at the plate. 3 strikeouts in the first game yesterday. Another one right there. They've clearly got a great plan for how to deal with this guy right now.
Matthews in the box with 2 gone. And takes a look at a called strike.
Not looking like they'll be adding any insurance runs heading to the bottom of the ninth, so it's going to be on the bullpen to hold this lead.
Strike 2.
That pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
That missed by a lot, and it's 2-2.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult.
Swings through him for the K. And he strikes out the side for the 2nd time today. Nothing doing for the offense that time. 5, 6, and 7 will lead things off in the bottom of the ninth. It's the Here comes the closer here in the ninth, Raisel Iglesias.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
So digging in, David Ortiz.
Well, these fans definitely want to get involved in the game. All it's going to take. Is to get the leadoff man or even a base runner on.
Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. That's back there. Onto the track, and he makes the catch.
Woo! He was all over that first pitch fastball, just barely missed it. Man, this guy was ready to hit.
He's 2 outs away. And now the center fielder, Willie Mays. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Little chopper rolls foul. A 1-run lead, and the home team trying to pull it out. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. Just off the inside edge.
Close pitch there, and he's kind of wondering where it missed. You know, getting a feel for each umpire's strike zone is something that pitchers and hitters really have to think about and work on from game to game, and sometimes from at bat to at bat.
Tosses to first. Mays retired at first.
Oh, that slider was way out of the zone, and for me, it just comes down to not seeing the pitch out of the hand, not tracking it into the zone, and then also being a little bit anxious, not confident in your two-strike approach. And so when a guy's in that position, you get him to commit early, and a lot of times you get the swing and miss, as you did right there.
Boggs up to bat next. Lays off for a ball. Trying to close out a one-run lead. We're in the last half of the ninth inning. Top of the zone, and it's called a strike.
Well, we call that keyhole. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to.
On the ground to third. On to first. Ball game. And the Braves claim the win here behind some great pitching and defense.
Well, this one was all about the pitching and defense. Outstanding job of the pitchers, really attacking hitters, trusting what the catcher was putting down, and trusting the players standing behind him to make the plays defensively. Sometimes you want to see a high-scoring game, but sometimes you can appreciate the artistic beauty of what these pitchers did on the mound today.
The final 1-0 for Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show. Thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.